Greetings, PPS parents and students. Welcome to this screencast that will summarize the high school academic orientation for 2019 and 2020 academic year this year. This is a very important video that I'll be talking about how the high school system works and how the courses in high school work and how it helps with going to college after high school and going to the place of desire for the students. So it might be a bit long, but I urge you to watch the whole video because it contains a lot of important information for your child, and so that you are aware of the requirements to graduate from high school and to go to specific universities of choice. First, I'll be talking about the credit-based system. The high school is from grade 9 to grade 12 in Philadelphia private school. We're following the proper American system, so the credit-based system. What does that mean? It means that students gain credits when finishing courses. A student going to grade 9 will have 0 credits. After passing grade 9, he or she will start accumulating courses. A full year course gives the student, passing a full year course gives the student 1 credit, as for a half year course it will give the student 0.5 credits. So all courses are similar. They're either full year, they're either half year. They run for the same time, they have the same weight, whether it's PE, whether it's math, whether it's English, whether it's Arabic. So this is all about it. Now, to graduate from high school, students need at least 26 credits from 9 to 12 to pass in 26 courses. Now that's the minimum. Most of the students usually pass with much more credits than 26. Now, when we say 26, that doesn't mean any credits or any courses. There are specific courses that they have to take. This summarizes the number of credits they have to take throughout high school. So, as you can see here, the English, they need to take 4 credits. They need to finish 4 credits. Which means they take 1 in grade 9, 1 in grade 10, 1 in grade 11, 1 in grade 12 to finish the 4 credits. That is why English is mandatory to take in every single year. They have to take English. The same goes with math. As for sciences, it's 3 credits. The students can take in 9, 10, 11 and miss grade 12, do not take any science, and they can still graduate if the university complies with this, or if the university doesn't have extra requirements. Arabic and world languages. Arabic is a must to take. That's per the Ministry of Education, whether it's the Arabic for native speakers or for foreigners. And you can add French or Spanish. Same goes with the rest of the subjects. The electives can take place of all of these. Now, these are the minimum. So I do have students who graduate with 9 credits of science or 6 credits of science. Some even take more credits of math. Some take more credits of social sciences. So it depends on the student's career choice. Where is he going after? Where is he or she going after they graduate? It depends on many things, and we'll be discussing few of these in this video. Other than finishing the courses and passing these courses, to be able to graduate and get the equivalency from the ministry, Emirati students have to do the MSAT Achieve English and the MSAT Math and get these minimum scores. So the MSAT is a must only for Emirati students. As for non-Emirati students, there are 2 things they have to finalize. One of them is the English proficiency test. One of these, either TOEFL or IELTS or MSAT. So they have the choice with the minimum score for each. And TOEFL and IELTS are practically required in every single university they have to go to. So that's a must, and that's one of our graduation requirements as well. As well as the math test of the SAT, the SAT reasoning, or the SAT used to be called SAT 1. On the math section, they have to get 450 on the math section, or they might choose to do the MSAT math to get a 500. This will change, and for those who will graduate in 2023-2024 who are currently in grade 8. So the equivalency rules will change, but of course I will be updating you by that time. But for 9 to 12 now, they're going by the law, by this law, where these are the requirements to graduate and to receive the equivalency from the ministry. The courses in high school work differently than other sections of the school. Students have flexibility and have choices where they can choose their courses. The choices are mostly in grade 11 and 12. This slide summarizes how the courses work from grade 9 till grade 10. In grade 9 and 10, courses are set. Most courses are set for the students, so they have to take an English. They have to take the geometry and math, because in grade 8 they took the algebra 1. They have to take biology as a science. They have to take either Arabic or AFL depending on their nationality or passport. They have to take social studies. They have to take physical education. That will add up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the 7th credit will be one of those half courses. The underlined courses are half credit courses, are half year courses. They will choose 2 of them to finish and gain in the end 7 credits. If they take Islamic, which is not mentioned here, it will be 7.5 credits. The same goes with grade 10, but different math, different science, and more electives to choose from as the 2 halves, and they might end up with either 7 or 7.5. If you see these math lab, the math labs are mainly designed for new students who join our school who haven't taken, for example, the algebra 1 in grade 8. So they would be missing some concepts to be able to move on to geometry and algebra 2. So the math lab would be designed for them to cover these concepts, as well as for anyone who was struggling in algebra 1. Math lab 2 would be the one covering the concepts for geometry to be able to move, so that we make sure all of our students have met the standards for algebra 1, geometry, algebra 2, and be able to move to grade 11 and 12 to take higher courses. In 11 and 12, the choices are much more. I will talk briefly about math and science in details, but English is set. There's English for 11, for 12. Most of the other courses are mixed, so we have students from both 11 and 12 at the same room taking same courses. So I will talk about the science and math, but all of these are required, are offered. If you see an asterisk or the star, that means this course needs a prerequisite. So AP Calculus, students need to take pre-calculus to be able to take AP Calculus. The grade 9 biology is a prerequisite for the AP biology, and the rest is clear. The math courses flow so that students are able to understand it. So as we said, grade 8 is algebra 1, geometry in grade 9 or the math lab, algebra 2 in grade 10 or the math lab. After algebra 2, some students might take algebra 2 in grade 11, which is completely fine. The advanced math track would be pre-calculus and AP calculus. These are offered for both 11 and 12. Now, algebra 3 and trigonometry will be the mid course for those who are a bit struggling in algebra 2 and can't make that jump to pre-calculus. They would go to algebra 3 and then be able to get the concepts and be more confident going to pre-calculus. The other type of math will be the statistics offered They can take it at any time. I have a lot of students who go to pre-calculus, then know that in the college they're applying to, they do not need the AP calculus, so they can choose statistics instead. As for the science, it works very similar way, biology, chemistry, and then they can choose any of these, whether the AP or the honors. Honors are easier than the AP courses. What are AP courses? You've heard me talking about AP courses for a while. They are advanced placement tests or advanced placement courses. They are the course that prepares the student for a test done in May, and it's scored from 1 to 5. What do they give? They give an advantage when applying to college. First, they strengthen the profile of the student. Showing AP courses on the transcript is good. Some colleges gives credit for the students if they scored well on the AP test, but not all colleges might take AP into consideration. That's why I always urge students to think well and plan wisely before choosing to take an AP course. AP courses are very demanding courses and rigorous courses that require a lot of work. So if they do not have to take them, they're just a bonus. So it's better not to take them than take an AP course and do bad at the AP course. Most of the AP courses have prerequisites. Now, at the same time, they are tough, they are rigorous, they need work, but we acknowledge that by giving a weighted GPA. What does that mean? You've all seen this on the report card, where the grade, the average of the course is translated into a letter grade and a GPA. GPA is the grade point average. For the AP courses, an extra plus 0.25 will be added to the GPA. So someone who's received 85 on an AP course, instead of showing 3.0 GPA, it will show 3.25 GPA. How will this benefit the student? Once we do the overall GPA, we count all the courses, we add all the GPAs of all the courses, and then we get the average GPA of the year. Because some of the GPAs are higher, this average will be higher. That's saying that he or she did well on the AP course. This will decide who's the valedictorian or who's the first in the class one with the graduation, and that might enable the student to take a lot of some scholarships. These are very important dates for 2019-2020. We will be having the college fair on November 6th. We'll be sending an email about it for sure. IELTS will be taking place at school at November 16th. It's done several times per month at other venues, but if students want to take it at the school, it will be November 16th. Pre-SAT is October 16th. This is like a mock SAT. It's very important for grade 10 and 11 to practice for the SAT. The SAT reasoning, or previously called SAT 1, is done October, December, March, and May. Usually it's the first Saturday of each month, and it's done in the school. SAT subjects, or called SAT 2, are done in October, November, December, and May. APs will be the first 2 weeks of May. Just few words about college preparation for students. What do colleges look at? The best GPA, the best average, try to get the highest GPA, scores on international tests, extracurricular activities. What's required of the students is to research. Everything is online. All the requirements, all the details, everything is online. They can know anything about any university online. I do help them in knowing how to surf the university's websites, but they can use it on their own, and I'm always available for them for help. There are several counseling institutions here in the country that can offer help for the students for a certain fee. What I tell students usually is that they can do everything on their own. The counseling institution just take care of all the the work, and it's just easier for them to take care of all of the work. So it's up to them in the end, but they do take certain fee for it. School counseling is always there. I'm always there. The counselor is always there to help them, to help students, guide them, and it's always self-preparation. So students have to be motivated and research a lot about the universities and have an idea where they're going. Where do usually our high school students go? Some of them might go to the States, Canada, UK, stay in the UAE, a large group of them, Middle East, or their home country, Europe or Turkey. These are few websites to use for searching universities and how to apply to universities, which applies to grade 12 students who can apply. But when we're looking for universities, you can use these websites. Just something that's always I keep telling parents and students about, that it's not only medicine, engineering, or business. There are plenty of majors out there. Please look into these majors. There are majors opening. There are careers that are no longer here. By 2030, there are more than 500 careers that will disappear from this world. So keep this open, keep your mind open. There's no set rule that this major or this career is good. It depends on many things. It depends on the skills of the student. It depends on the country that the student is planning to work in. It depends on a lot of things. But let us all get out of this traditional mentality that medicine, engineering, and business are the choice courses for us. There are plenty of other courses. I usually tell students, go to the university's website, check what majors are given, check what courses are given in each majors, and check what they can work as after finishing these majors. And that's one of the ways to go. I always show this to my students, especially the students studying in a country such as the UAE. The first question to ask is not what to study, but it's where to study. Why? Because this affects a lot of decisions, including what to study. So the first question is, is the student studying in the UAE? If yes, he or she should ask herself, are they restricted into an emirate or an area? If yes, then there are a set of universities that they can choose from. It should be easier. I can provide the list. The list is already there. It's very easy. If not, they can choose from all UAE based on the needs and the requirements. If they're not planning to study in the UAE, then they're either going back to their home country, and if it's yes, they have to check what do they need to qualify to study in that home country. Each country has its own regulations for the equivalencies. If no, they might be going to the typical countries that students usually go: States, Canada, UK, Europe. If it's based on their criteria, they will have to research. So if we go back here, the universities here usually are fine. Admittance is usually okay. It's just some majors like health science majors or engineering majors that have specific requirements. Engineers have to take physics, for example. Health science, especially medicine, it's very tough here and it's very competitive. So students have to have biology and chemistry courses in both 11 and 12, as well as physics. If they're going to their home country, it depends. So Jordan have their own way, their own equivalency, for example, of 7 SAT subject test. Egypt do not take the 0.5 credit courses. So students planning to go there, I would tell them, don't choose half courses, choose all full 1 credit courses. Lebanon have their equivalency as well as other countries. I just gave these as an example. If they're choosing this pathway, they have to consult someone. They have to come to me, or someone who knows, or someone already there in the country, and we can help them know what to do and what the steps to take. These are my contacts, my extension number if you call the school, my email. I usually reply to all your queries. Please send me. This video will be on YouTube, so you can post even comments on YouTube to ask me anything you need. You can always call me, you can always send me an email, and I always reply to any of your emails. Hopefully it wasn't too long, but I felt that this is very important to share with you because I receive a lot of questions and not all parents are able to come to the school to ask these questions personally. So I hope I hope this was very beneficial, and thank you very much for listening.